everybody, welcome to another recap of The Apprentice. Last week, Wade, along with Jean, was fired. So Stephanie, as her reward, gets to meet with the Rockport dude, Mr. Rupp. Some of these rewards to the challenges haven't been very rewarding, especially in these big companies. It's just like, we're going to put you in the junior executive training program, blah, blah, blah. I hate the games that they play in big business. Everybody's a junior executive. Alright, so the task this week is to create a pedicab ride tour of New York City. That's a pretty wide open task because there's a lot to see in New York City, so pretty much everything is a winner. Alright, so Ivanka is back and Eric is there, the lesser known Trump brother. Alright, so, or son. So the PMs this week are Kelly and Anand. Kelly and Masa totally sucked at pedicab school because everybody had to go and be trained on driving a pedicab because there's about 3 million cars in New York City. They don't want these people dying. They have to, and they have people like in the back, so they got to give them some kind of training and licensing. Alright, so right off the bat, the guys come up with their theme. They are going to be doing a Roman chariot race around New York City. It was a pretty good idea. Tourists definitely seem to like themes. Why a Roman chariot race? I guess because it was like, the cab was kind of like a chariot? Not really? I don't know. David is a troublemaker right off the bat. This guy is certifiably crazy. He's a little attention whore. He's fascinating, let's just put it that way. The ladies, their idea is to use sex as a weapon. They're going to target the men with money, meaning the men down in Wall Street. Too bad the men down in Wall Street don't want to give you their money. Alright, so they're calling theirs babes on bikes. There wasn't that much babe going on, especially with the little uniforms that they had. The shorts were all baggy and everything. I don't know. So David's tour was an adventure in David. You know, his tour was like a therapy session. I probably would have enjoyed it, but it didn't seem like the people that he was driving around enjoyed it. There was an awful lot of eye rolling going on. So the ladies were stuck in a bad location. Wall Street was a bad idea. It picked up eventually around lunchtime when the guys had a few dollars they wanted to throw out, but all in all, it was very bad. And when Eric showed up, Stephanie and Masa were pissed at Kelly because Eric asked Kelly, "Who's the MVP on your team?" And she said Poppy. And Masa and Stephanie were like, "How could she do that? We're outselling her like crazy." Alright, so it's time for the boardroom. Clint came up with the theme, and yeah, out of nowhere, he starts begging Trump to get rid of David, because David is, as he says, they have nicknamed him, the virus. That is so wrong. I'm sorry. You don't do that in the boardroom. You know, I'm sure this was all a plan of theirs. If they had, on the off chance that they had failed or whatever, they would throw him under the bus right away. I don't think it was a good idea. Alright, so then he goes on to call him a loopy nut. Clint, where the hell are you from? Candy Town? Candyland? But David says he really wants this and he can change. Yeah, okay. Alright, so Kelly says the least effective on her team was Lisa, who I keep wanting to call Liza. This is crazy. Hello, your name is spelled Liza. That's what it should be. I hate these fake made-up pronunciations of Lisa. It should be L-E-E-Z-A. Alright, so Masa, Lisa sold the least. That's what she says, because she was in charge of the bucks. And the men just happened to win by $950 to $320. The women's team was creamed. They were, that's it, decimated. It was disgraceful. That was a disgraceful loss with the men's dysfunctional team for the women to not even come close. Alright, so as a treat, Anand gets to meet with the CEO of Fandango and Daily Candy, which I just found out is an amazing website. I didn't know about it before the show, so check it out. It's pretty cool. The ladies, Stephanie chose the Wall Street location, but she wouldn't own up to it. Masa, for some reason, would fire Lisa, aka Liza, and so would Poppy. So, of course, Donald is, what the F is up with Lisa? Why is everyone picking on her? Is she really that bad? So, who you bringing back to the boardroom, Kelly, who amazingly sounds like Urkel? As the show goes on and on, I just wanted to scream because it sounded like she was talking into a rusty tin can attached to a wire, attached to the microphone on the camera, which was another rusty tin can. Oh, her voice was really getting to me. I guess her throat was closing up. She was getting nervous too, probably. So she brings back Lisa and Stephanie. Now, it comes out that Stephanie was only in charge of sales, not location, although location is pretty much included with sales, but not in this case because the entire team was tasked to scout out a location, which was silly, says the Donald, because why do you need to scout a location in New York? It either is or it isn't. All right, so Lisa, she would fire Kelly. And she was right. She got it right because she failed the test and she failed the task. So Donald had no choice but to fire Kelly. So this was crazy. As they were walking out, Stephanie was still yelling stuff at her as she was getting into the elevator. All right, I'm sorry, that's a little bit low class. We are gentle ladies, aren't we? So she was yelling out, "You picked the wrong girl to go up against. That was stupid." All right. Kelly, in the little wrap-up that they have at the end, she wants to start her own firm, and she wants to work on some causes that will affect everyone. In other words, she hasn't done squat since the show ended, so she can only say what her future plans are. Good one. All right, next time, David is not able to change. Can a leopard change its spots? The answer is no, and neither can David. And Masa lies to Trump. I bet that's not the first lady that lied to Trump. Till next week, much love.